Hey guys, welcome back to Almost Every Monday. I'm Katie.
And I'm Madison.
And we're here to catch you up on what you missed this week.
Yep.
Madison, tell us about your week because you've been having a lot at work.
Well, I feel like the last 2 weeks I'll try and fill in. Since last time we posted. So right now it's like our busy season at work.
Yeah.
And so scheduling wise, there's not really a easy way to schedule for my department.
Yeah.
Because like we go based off of like the group schedule, and when like most people are off, it doesn't make sense for us to be off because then the group has left, and then that's when like is our busiest day.
Yeah.
Or we have like overlapping groups basically, where there's just a few hours that we have to do all of our stuff. And so it's been really crazy the last couple of weeks, and it's not slowing down for the next 1 to 2-ish weeks, I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And then after that, it's like,
oh my gosh, it's almost routine. October.
Yeah. And October is when it like kind of slows down, and like then scheduling wise gets a lot easier for us. So I'm very excited for that. But yeah, this weekend I walked the equivalent of a marathon and then some.
Wow.
And yeah, I had 2 10-hour days, like just a lot, but yeah.
She's persevering.
Yeah, I'm like, this is our hardest season, and like,
for sure,
like we know that, and so it's like once October comes and it's like a pretty regular schedule, like 5 days a week kind of thing, I'm like,
yeah.
That's what we're looking forward to. So the end is in, what is it? The end is in sight?
In sight, the light is at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, some one of those sayings,
yeah,
you know?
Something or other.
Yeah, but it's been good, busy, fun, crazy. Getting to know the new class of interns has been really fun. And we've had a lot of time with them so far because of how crazy the schedule has been, but really good and fun. Yeah. Outside of work, I've taken up some new hobbies.
Madison the other week,
okay,
2 weeks ago, was like,
people keep asking me,
what
I like to do for fun outside of work, or like what hobbies do you have? And I realized I don't have any hobbies other than scrolling TikTok, and that's not
in this podcast.
Yes, that's more like a fun fact sometimes, you know. I don't know.
But it's something you do for nothing in return. Yeah,
that is true. And until we get sponsors.
Obviously. I'll go into my Alani in a minute.
I just completely lost my train of thought.
Hobbies.
Right. Okay, yes. Because I've been meeting so many new people with like the new intern class coming in, and just various like new people that I'm like, they just keep asking, what do you like to do for fun? I'm like, I don't know. I don't do anything for fun. Actually, I just scroll on my phone. Like, I'm the worst ever.
Of friends.
Oh, yeah, I have friends, but I don't do anything. We just sit in a room and scroll.
We watch things together.
And so I've committed myself to trying to learn some new hobbies. It started off with some painting. So I got some, like, paint by number little set thing from Target, because I found out that their little craft brand is, 1, so affordable, and 2, they have so many options. Mm-hmm. There's like painting and clay sculptures and crocheting and just all this different stuff. So that's probably going to be my go-to moving forward about like how to learn to do different things. Yeah. But then after that, I made a poster for our kitchen at my house.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't even know this.
I think I sent y'all a picture.
A poster?
Yeah.
Of what?
It's just like little doodles.
I most certainly saw no poster.
Yes, I sent y'all a picture. That one.
That is so... Can you make one for me?
Sure.
Okay, this is Madison's new hobby.
Yeah. It was really fun.
That is so cute,
It
Madison.
was kind of giving like, I've always thought...
I'll insert a picture on the screen for those of you watching on YouTube.
I've always thought that if I had joined a sorority, that I would be, like, one of those girlies that make all the banners and stuff.
I helped make the banners.
Like, that is so fun. And then when we did it as interns for the summer, like, that was so much fun. And that was, like, a true making a banner. This was just like, a little poster on, like, craft paper.
You should get a frame for it. That would be cute.
Yeah, I thought about, like, drawing one out. If that makes sense.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll find a frame for my own, the one that you're going to make me, and then you can make mine to size of the frame I find.
Yeah.
Anyway.
For sure. But yeah, I did that in like maybe a half hour, and most of that time was me deciding what to draw. And it was so fun. And I felt very accomplished at the end of it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
And then I also bought a crochet kit. Because
Crochet or
Katie,
mending?
Katie knows how to crochet and knit, right?
Yeah, I know how to do both.
And so I was inspired and wanted to learn, and so I got this little kit off of Amazon because Target was out of their crochet kits. Although theirs looks really cute. It's like a bag with like grainy squares.
Yeah,
So cute.
Right now I'm making a sweater. It's the first thing I've really ever crocheted. It's a very long and extensive process, and I'm basically using this one pattern and making it what I want it to be, which is also a confusing process. My brother-in-law was a fashion major in college, and he's a clothing designer, and I have asked him many questions just about like he doesn't know how to crochet, but like about like the pattern blocking of it.
That makes sense.
But next I want to learn how to make a granny square because I want to make one of our friends a baby blanket.
Yeah. And so I bought that, and it arrived a couple days ago, and I attempted to like, because it comes with like a link to like a YouTube channel with like step-by-step directions. And so I was watching the first video, and literally the first step, like before you even start to like actually crochet anything.
Like, are you talking about like the slip knot and like the making the loops?
Yes.
We'll watch the video after this.
Yeah. They called it a magic circle. I don't know.
I don't know what a magic circle is.
Well, that's what they called it. And I couldn't do it. And I tried like 4 or 5 different times, like going back in the video, like literally watching like every like split second movement that they did. And I was like, okay. And then I'd try it and nothing would happen. And I was like, okay, well, I give up. So
we're going to look at it today. Did you bring it with you?
No. So I'll show you the video.
Some of my stuff.
Yeah. Because it's, so it's literally like the first step. Like you're pulling the yarn out of the bag and doing this to start off the project. And I was like, no, can't do it. I was like, too hard.
Oh, you're gonna complete this.
Yeah, so those are my hobbies so far. So I can't wait to meet someone new and tell them that I'm learning to crochet and that I'm a painter. And
yeah, if you meet Madison or if you
so
see
many
her,
new hobbies.
Ask her what her hobbies are. That is so funny. LOL. I love hobbies, so I'm happy for you. I'm happy for this journey.
I think that's all really that I've done in the last couple of weeks.
She's on her hobby journey, guys. Leave her alone.
By the end of this season, I'll be like multi-talented podcast hosting, crocheter,
yes, painter,
poster maker, painter extraordinaire, fill in the blank on whatever else I squeeze into the next 6 months.
You learn how to use Canva and then you're golden. Canva's my favorite hobby of mine.
Yeah. I just don't want to like buy a subscription.
You can just log into mine.
Oh, well.
Or Sharp Tops.
Oh.
Anyway, I feel as though for myself, love is in the air and it's wedding season. Not for myself.
I was like, I mean, you're married already.
But like,
I was like, happy for you and Jackson.
I feel like everyone is getting engaged. Everyone's getting married, which I'm like,
that is true.
So happy about.
Except for me.
Except for Madison. But like 2 of our friends have gotten engaged in the past like month, and one of our friends got married a couple weeks ago, and I went to a wedding this week. I was in a wedding this weekend. I'm in another wedding.
Dude, I had
2 weeks.
so many friends have like be at or in weddings this past weekend because it was the 21st of September. But like, I think I knew of at least 4 weddings.
Oh yeah, there was a lot. There's a lot.
I'm
I
like,
know of at least
obviously,
3.
like, that's probably, like, the number one date of the year.
Yeah.
That everyone's, like, trying to go for. But
People
I was
will
like,
probably
that's
do
kind of
it
shocking. Like,
next year, too, because people have Sunday weddings all the time.
it's true.
But yeah, Jackson and I went to Virginia this past weekend. And I was in one of my best friends from college, Abby. I was in her wedding. She got married. Her husband is from Northern Virginia. And so they actually got married at his childhood house. Like, his parents had this, like, beautiful house in Nova, like, this, like pond, bridge, like, huge field situation. So they, like, put up this, like, massive, like, when I say tent, I mean, like, you guys know what I'm talking about, like a wedding tent.
Yeah.
Like, checkered dance floor. It was so awesome. Yeah, it was a really beautiful wedding. Jackson actually said it was one of the most fun weddings he's ever been to. So Jackson's a very honest person, if you didn't know that. But yeah, it was so fun. My bridesmaid's dress was like fuchsia. It was awesome. And a lot of our friends from college were there, which was really sweet. My favorite thing was their first dance. I don't know if I showed you a video of this. I'll show it to you after. They did it to I Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. And when I say they choreographed it, I don't mean in a cheesy way. Like, I mean they choreographed it and it was freaking awesome. Like, she did a flip.
What?
It was awesome.
I think I maybe saw, like, a snippet of it.
Yeah,
like, on
yeah.
a story or something.
It was so awesome. And after she did the flip, like, Abby just looked so happy and like obviously she looked happy the rest of the day too.
Yeah.
But like she was so happy and excited, and he like picked her up and like spun her around after that. It was just like, I don't know, it was really sweet. I've known Abby since she was a freshman in college. Abby's a year younger than me. Because she's your age. So I've just known her for a really long time, and like, I don't know, just like now, like knowing Jonah, her husband, he's just really awesome too. So it was really sweet. We got back pretty late last night, so I'm like so tired. Hence why I'm drinking. Let me tell you about my Alani. Let me tell you about this. This flavor of Alani I should not have my hands on right now. What? This is the Kim-Aid, so it's like Kim K's collab with Alani. This came out like a year ago, if not more, but they're done with it. Like, it's over. Like, because when they do collabs, it doesn't last very long. Like, sometimes they'll like then bring the flavor back, and like I think Paris Hilton did a collab with them or something, and then like that ended, but then they like brought her flavor back, but like not as a collab. They just like brought it back. That might be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure they did it sometimes. But they didn't do it with Kim-Aid. Okay, and this is my favorite flavor, I don't know, of energy drink ever. It literally just tastes like lemonade. And we went to Target in Virginia to get a couple of things for the wedding. Like, Jackson needed a black belt and just like random stuff, and I saw these and I literally bought 3 of them. I should have bought more, to be honest, because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they still have these in stock. So Alani, if you'd like to sponsor, we're here, we're open, we're available. I also love the mini cherry slush. I love those. Anyway, but yeah, Jackson and I are about to continue to travel, which will be great. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing the past. I don't really know what I did before that week. I've just been working and doing random stuff and getting ready to... It's just funny because for my department, I'm like getting ready to start preparing for next summer right now. Like, I'm like getting ready to start processing our volunteers and our summer interns and all of those things. And I feel behind. So that's that. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah. A little TV recap of the week. Week and a half-ish. I mean, really all we're talking about happened on TV.
Really? Yeah, everything that we're talking about was on your TV screen. But right now it's not award show TV recap.
Yeah. Right now it's reality shows.
Yes. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Dancing with the Stars started this past week.
I'm so excited. I'm so invested.
Yes, it's premiering on Tuesdays, if you were wondering.
Yeah, Madison
found that out.
Currently Monday afternoon. We're recording like a day later than we normally do. Madison texted me and she was like, can I watch Dancing with the Stars at your house after? Do you want me to leave? And I was like, yeah. I didn't know that it was premiering on Mondays now. And she was like, it's not. I was like, okay, good talk.
I said,
So come back tomorrow and we can watch
Well,
it.
I literally typed it out because you were like, is it on Mondays now? And I literally typed out NAUR.
Okay, like you were going to sass me.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I was like,
you were going to clown
no,
me.
what did I type? Oh my gosh.
Probably, no, are you friggin'
No, I was
idiot?
like, what did you say? Oh my gosh.
I'll read the text.
Yeah.
I said...
It was funny what I was...
You said, could I watch Dancing with the Stars at your
yeah.
house? Do you want me to leave? And I said, haha, yes, we can watch it. Wait, I thought it was on Tuesday.
And I literally typed out, no, it's on Mondays, babe. And then I was like, wait, let me double check before I say this. And so I went to Instagram to
You
look to
didn't
Dancing.
even think that it was Tuesday. You just thought that it was on Monday.
I just thought it was today because I saw so many posts about it today.
So they're rehearsing.
Yeah. And so I didn't even really clock what day it was, or that you had said it wasn't today, it was whatever. Like I just was like, no, it's today. Like
So
you're wrong.
trying to friggin' slam me.
And I just backspace. I was like, yeah, you're right.
That is so funny.
Okay, so last week was first week of Dancing with Stars. I feel pretty good about my predictions that I made last time.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's dances, I think, went exactly how I expected them to. Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't know of any of them that I was like, ooh, or
Yeah.
like that was way worse than I thought or way better.
I have 3 major comments.
Okay.
Major comment number 1 is, gosh, I don't remember his name right now, but the guy from Family Matters.
Vel Johnson. Reginald.
He cracked me up because he did not move.
Oh, no.
That cracked me up. Well, I have 4 comments.
Okay.
Number 2, I had higher hopes for Alana.
Yeah, I think she was just nervous.
I think she was probably nervous, but for some reason, and I don't really know why I thought this. She's she's not. She doesn't do a rhythmic sport.
Right.
I don't know why. But she was just pretty stiff. Mm-hmm. I still love and adore everything about her. She's hilarious.
I would say
her
the
and Alan
same.
together are hilarious.
Yeah.
But I think in my head I thought she was gonna be a lot better out the gate, and she wasn't, and that's okay. They're all still here because they haven't done an elimination.
Yeah.
She's not gonna go home this week, so.
No way.
I have 5 comments actually.
Oh my.
3, absolutely love Stephen and Riley.
Yeah.
Absolutely adore. Adore. Number 4, also Dwight Howard and Daniela. I love Daniela so much. She's my favorite pro.
Yeah.
I
she's
love
good.
her.
She's really good.
Number 5, I didn't really know who Chandler was before this. And you last time we recorded, you were like, I really think she's gonna win. And not that I disagreed with you, I just didn't really know where you were coming from. Now I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
She was literally perfect.
Yeah, I kind of thought so because she was on Disney and she was in Zombies.
Well, she used to dance.
Yeah, and she danced as a kid, and so that is all I knew was that she was on Disney, and I think it was on Zombies, and I was like, oh, so she's gonna be good.
Yeah. Which I almost just think is in my opinion, I don't think that I'm not part of the show whatsoever. I don't really think that people who have a dance background should be allowed on the show. Hers feels looser. I danced as a kid too. I'm a horrible dancer. But for example, I was trying to explain it to Jackson. Both Gabby Wendy and Charlie D'Amelio should have never been on the show.
Yeah.
Gabby was an NFL cheerleader.
Yeah.
And Charlie's a professionally trained dancer. I'm just of course they were the top 2.
Yeah.
I was just
Gabby Wendy makes a little more sense because she didn't get famous from dance.
But she was she
definitely
was employed as a professional dancer.
Yeah.
Charlie was. Charlie is a competition dancer, professionally trained.
Yeah.
But I'm just
she blew up because
yeah.
She was
but I'm just both of you have miles more, and I know that Well, I like, one of my best friends was a dance major in college, and like, she obviously like likes a lot of forms of dance better than ballroom, but it still translates. Like, she has so much knowledge of ballroom, like, and like keeping beat and like all, like keeping like all the stuff. I'm like,
the fluidity.
I just like, I don't know. Chandler, I feel less that way about. Chandler and Steven are probably in the same boat, because Steven was in gymnastics, and that's still like a, I don't know. But anyway, those are all my thoughts. I'm really excited for next week. I'm not excited to continue watching the praise of Anna Delvey on TV. I actually can't even get into it because it makes me mad. And Carrie Ann literally was like, I felt a shift in the ballroom when she came on, and we're not going to do that. I'm like, because she's a felon. Because she's a convicted felon. Like, I'm just like, whatever. I'm not going to harp on it. Anyway, take it away.
I'll say I love Ezra. I hate that is his experience, that he's partnered with Anna Delvey. Like her just like attitude, it's just like, she just doesn't want to be there.
No.
And it's so funny because he is like, this is his first season as a pro, and so he's just like so excited and wants to do all the TikToks, wants to do all the trends, all this stuff, and she's just like, I want to go home. Yeah,
she's like, I just like genuinely, and no one will ever be able to change my mind on this, I think that a huge pull for her doing this was, one, the money if they get paid, but two, I think that the biggest pull was that she's like not on house arrest anymore. Yeah. Because she's on this show. Yeah. And no one could convince me otherwise that wasn't a huge part of her deciding to be on the show.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. So. And like, now she gets PR. Yeah. Like, every week.
Plenty of like positive PR.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see her going home pretty soon. Tori Spelling was awful. Like I thought.
I didn't even really pay attention to her.
Yeah, I think I skipped part of her dance because I was just like, this is not fun to watch.
Yeah.
Reggie's was, as expected, most older, like, guys on the show.
I liked Eric more than I liked him.
Yeah. Eric also gives me weird vibes.
For sure he gives me weird vibes, but I liked his dance
more. Saw his Instagram and I was like, ugh.
I won't be looking at his Instagram.
Yeah, you shouldn't. I'm trying to think of what other thoughts I had while watching. Well, one, I was watching this as I was driving back home from a little day trip up to Asheville, and was in the car with my roommate, and I'm like holding the phone and she's driving, and so I'm like waiting for like all the like judges talking and like the little pre-show or like pre-whatever. They're like clips rehearsing. And then as soon as the dance would come on, I would like turn the volume all the way up and like hold it in front of her so that we could both see it. As we're driving through, what's it called? The
Nantahala.
Yeah. And I was just like, I'm gonna kill us because I keep putting her on my phone, like in her line of vision.
Also, I have no service when I drive through the Nantahala.
No, it was so slow. And then eventually I just gave up and waited till we got like pretty close to home. And then by that time I could just fast forward as much as I wanted. So that's the scene that was happening for the first like chunk of the episode. And yeah. Okay, so Steven's dance was really cute. I'm so excited for them to like get to play with all the themes, and like I feel like he is just down for anything, and like I think that's what Riley needs in a partner. Like she is so excited about the show and being a pro that she wants to try everything she's able to, and so I'm excited for her to get that chance with him. I love Alona and Alan. I would say I did notice, like, I didn't think that she did as good as I thought she would. Not that it was like awful or anything. I think like she was probably just nervous, and this was the first week
for sure.
And I mean, I would be terrified to go out there and perform live in front of everyone. And no, it's on live TV. But I love them, and I love all the like TikToks and stuff they've been posting. They're really funny.
Yeah,
and
hilarious.
Joey and Jenna.
Oh yeah, I love Joey and Jenna too.
Okay,
and
he was so good.
He was really good. Did
I think I was surprised by him a little bit.
I was definitely surprised.
Like, oh.
And he was the first one?
Yeah, he was the first one to go. I would say, I think I probably said this, that I like thought he would do pretty decent. But I mean, that was like a week 3 level or more, honestly, for most people. And
especially
like right out the gate,
bachelors.
first dance of the show, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I could tell that like he would be fun, especially with Jenna as his partner. And like they would have fun no matter what the skill level.
Jenna.
But like it literally looked like that was like the best night of their lives.
Yeah.
Like so fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, love them. I'm excited to keep watching. I'm trying to think who else did I not say? I don't know.
Guess they weren't memorable.
Sorry.
Also, Kelsey made a TikTok. I don't know if you saw it. And because like all these people are like, Kelsey's so strong. Like how is she like watching Jenna, and how like why is she letting like Jenna and then like him like touch, and she was like, so it's like Jenna's job to touch him, like they like need to dance together. Like, and she was like, I don't know why you guys are saying I'm so strong. Like, do you not remember how Joey and I met? He was dating 30 other women, like single women who wanted to date him. Like, she was like, I think that I can handle him dancing with a married woman who I know, love, and trust. And it was just so funny. Like, it was funny.
Yeah. But I love them so much.
Yeah, I love them a lot.
We just watched the first episode of Golden Bachelor.
I have not watched it.
I watched it last night, so I won't discuss too much, but Kelsey's dad is on it. And so it's like the like dots connecting all the way around of like Joey being the last bachelor, finding Kelsey, they're engaged. Kelsey's dad is now on the first season of Golden Bachelorette, who's Joan from the last season of Bachelor, Golden Bachelor. And honestly, like, they were so cute. And at one point, right before the rose ceremony, they, like, all started talking and were, like, just saying how, like, hopeful they are for, like, their journeys. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I feel awful that someone's gonna have to go home tonight. I was like, usually watching those shows, I'm like, whatever, like, first night, I don't know any of them, like, I don't know anything about them, don't know their names, whatever. But looking at these guys who are, like, in their 60s, so hopeful to find love or, like, this new adventure, like, oh, I was like, they're gonna be so sad and have to go home and tell their grandkids that they, like, nothing happened. I was like, oh, I'm actually so sad about this. And then, like, some guys, I literally didn't know their names, obviously, first night. But, like, towards the end, I was like, no, she's gotta pick the guy with the glasses. Like, he's so sweet. And then she would pick some other guy that was definitely there for the drama. And I was like, no. I was like,
that is
how
so
did
funny.
she do it?
It's kind of scary, all those old men in one room.
Yeah, I know. There's, like, I think there's 24 of them, they said. Something like that. And, like scene, whatever, set of them all standing in the rose ceremony. And then just like her, I was like, oh, that is a nightmare.
I never want to be in a room alone with 24 old men. So.
But yeah, that was good. That was a complete sidebar, but it was good.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah.
Next up is Survivor Week 1.
Yeah.
I don't have like a ton to say because kind of same. I don't really like, you know, it's the first episode. You're like all over the place with like going back and forth from all 3 of the tribes.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I don't really even know people's names, which is hard. But Jeff was awesome as always, as expected. Also, sidebar, I doubt really many people care about past Survivor players drama, but me personally, I do. And Austin, from 2 seasons ago, he was the runner-up. He is dating Jeff's niece.
Yeah.
And I like think it's sweet. Like, that's awesome. I have like nothing against their relationship. What I think is funny is that obviously season 45 ended and like people were like, oh, maybe Austin and Dee are gonna date, and then Dee was like, we're keeping it private, and then like all these rumors came out that she like her and Wendell like hooked up, and like he had a fiance, long-term girlfriend situation, baby mama, and then nothing, radio silence, never anything else about it. And like I think that most people, myself included, probably assumed that like they weren't together, because not even because of the rumor, but I'm like, if you say like, oh, we're gonna keep it private, and then like that long goes by and you still never post anything, like you would want to, she's not that famous, she would want to post her together at some point. And so would he, which he did. And he was like, his caption was literally like, I know this might like come as a surprise, like knowing how season 45 ended, but like everything was done in a respectful way. It was like so weird. I'm gonna read exactly what he said. Weirdly. It was like, and I know that this might be a surprise to some given how 45 ended, but the season finished filming last spring and everything since happened in a respectful way. Okay, like I'm just like, did someone accuse you of like foul play? Like, also just like Dee likes the post and like Dee follows her. Like, I think it's like so chill. It was just funny. But yeah, anyway, a couple notable things. They got rid of they reinvented Sweat versus Savvy, and like the challenge after the first challenge was like they had to like go and find all of these keys instead of it being like, you know, you pick Sweat versus Savvy. Yeah,
it was 2 people.
Yeah, it was just 2 people.
Were sent. They like get to the board, and basically it's like the scavenger hunt race to find all these keys that are hidden all around the island based on like a photo that's attached to each like key spot. And so it's like, oh, I saw this rock formation on my way to the second clue. I know exactly where it's at. And then they'd like have to go frolic through the woods to find it. And then same thing. How many did they have to find?
4. But the last one was like in the ocean, and there was only one of them. Like they both had like 3 separate keys to find. Like in the beginning, like there were 2 sets of the keys, and then the last one it was just one, and it was in the ocean.
Yeah, and it's like floating right behind where they started out.
Yeah.
And the guy TK, I think
that sounds right.
It's 2 letters. He gets there first. He's like walking around in the water, like can't see anything, can't find anything. And I'm like, oh, he's too close. Like he should have stayed back on the shore to like see. And then the girl, Aisha, I think it's Aisha. Aisha?
Your guess is as good as mine.
It's something like that. It's like AY something. She gets there, and he like, as she's like getting to where he is, he sees the little like bobber floating underneath the surface, and like grabs it, but he can't get the key off or unhooked. And she comes and like tries to grab it from him, and he's like, you shouldn't do that. And,
yes, you should have, but that's like, whatever.
I would have too.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting it first, and she's like, dang. And so he gets tribal supplies for his tribe. She goes home with nothing. Yeah, I was like, I kind of liked the switch up of Sweat versus Savvy.
I liked it a lot.
I liked that they were like directly like competing with each other, like they could like see each other.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And then also notably, the Beware advantage was this box, and like they obviously had to like find the key, and then they opened it up, and it was like, you can either have this idol that's only good for 1 tribal council, or you can put it in this box inside of this box, and you can get an idol that's good for 3 tribal councils. And then the guy found that key and opened it up, and there was another box inside, and it was like, you can take this idol that's good for 3 tribal councils, or you can sacrifice it and get one That's good for 5 tribal. Like, it was just, it kept going. And it was that was awesome. Like, when the box kept going, I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
And then one of the tribes, gosh darn knows, I don't know which color or name, lost the immunity challenge.
Yellow.
Mostly maybe not mostly because, but one of the guys on it, gosh, also knows Andy. What's the guy that went home?
John.
Okay. Andy was having so much anxiety, like, before the challenge was like, nobody in my tribe likes me, all this stuff. Like, he's freaking out. Literally, as they're trying to solve the puzzle, he just walks over to the shade and lays on the ground. He's like, I'm done. I've given it everything. Jeff, like, runs over. He's like, what's wrong? And he's like, I'm done, Jeff. I've given my all. And Jeff was like, so you're not medically, like, he was, I don't know what he said.
Well, he, like, sent the medical team over. He was just like, okay, medical's on their way.
But like, there was one thing that Jeff asked him, and Andy was like, no, I've given everything. And Jeff was like, okay, so you're fine. Like, Jeff was like, okay, so you're just
like, mentally, I gave it everything, Jeff.
Yeah. Jeff's like, okay, mentally you're having a freak out, and I don't have to pertain to you. So then the medical team came over, and they, like, claimed he was, like, overheated. But, like, he was fine. He just was panicked and insecure. And then they lost the immunity challenge, and he was like, I just know I'm going home tonight. Like, John's my best friend here.
Yeah, like, in front of everyone.
In front of everyone, all the tribes. He's like, I'm planning on, like, throwing him under the bus, like, all of this stuff. And everyone's like, what is going on? And then, of course, they get back to their camp. And it's like, okay, obviously, Andy's going home. Like, what the heck was that? All this stuff. And then John, and they were like, we're going to tell him that it's you. And then John starts to have this panic, and he's like, well, what if they're lying to me and all this stuff? So I'm going to try to throw it on somebody else. And he started this whole spiral that then caused them, the people that weren't Andy and John, to be like, oh, wait, we should vote John because he's now acting crazy and, like, all this stuff and whatever. So they vote John out. And I just feel like, and this is going to make me so angry, and Andy's gonna make it to the merge. I already know that he is, because he's just gonna be one of those people, like that one crazy guy.
Banu.
Well, not Banu. This was like a while ago. Yeah. He played with Boston Rob. I don't remember his name. He like had the Indian feather in his head.
Oh, Coach?
No.
Oh.
I don't remember what his name was, but he like said he was like a descendant of a Native American.
Yeah, that's Coach.
I don't think that's his name. He had a normal name. I'm going to look it up later. Anyway, he's going to make it to the merge. I know he is. Because they're going to be like, he's an easy vote. And they're going to be like, well, let's take him to the merge so we can have the numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's going to be infuriating.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed that John went home. I think he would be fun to watch. And I saw somebody talking about it because John Lovett is one of the co-hosts of Pod Save America. Which is like this huge podcast that like talks about Survivor sometimes. And so like
Philip.
Let me see. Oh, yes.
Anyway.
Although Coach did also all those things that you said, I'm pretty sure. Okay. He had like a feather in his hair.
Weird MO.
Anyways. John podcast. They said that Jeff loves John, which like obviously like because John hypes up Survivor.
Yeah.
And so people are like, now we have a better chance of there being a season with first boots.
What's first boots?
Like first person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people...
That would be really cool.
Yeah, because people have been saying, like, obviously for a long time that we want, like, another, like, themed season where there's, like, some fun, like...
Which are at minimum getting returning players for 50.
Yes, but also, like, sooner would be fun. And so they were, like... That had been, like, part of the conversation of, like... Let's do first boots versus runner-ups or like something like some kind of returning players, but giving them second chances, like something like that. And now people are like, well, John was the first boot, so like we're probably way closer to seeing that season happen than before, at least this season, because they were like went on to name a few first boots that like have come back and played again, and some that are kind of like iconic. And then someone was interviewing, oh, what's her name, from 45, the first girl that went home because
Natalie's twin.
No. What?
I thought Natalie's twin was first booted twice.
Maybe. I don't know. No, from 45. It was it was a blonde girl.
Oh, I thought Natalie was voted off first 45. I can look it up. You keep talking.
Natalie. Are you talking about that winner from longer ago?
I don't know. She might have. Yes, because 40 wasn't 45 winners at war.
That was 40. We're on 47.
Oh, okay.
45 is Austin and Dee.
I thought you were talking about season 40, and I was like, I'm pretty sure Natalie went home first on 40.
Yes.
Okay, let me look up.
Yeah. It was like first and winner. But 45 was the girl that
Hannah
went
Rose,
girl, because of her nicotine
vape.
withdrawals. And somebody was interviewing her and was like, what do you think about doing a first boot season? And she was like, hey, no way.
That is
They're
so
inviting me
funny.
to anything. And then Brandon Dolan, who went home 46.
Oh my gosh, I do not want to see that on my screen again. He was second in 45.
Okay, yeah. Because then 46 was Jelinski. Yes. And people are like, we need a season of Hannah Rose Jelinski.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jeff would bring back Jelinski in a heartbeat.
Maybe for 50 several.
So true.
That would be kind of iconic.
Yeah.
I am bummed that he was season 46, and so, like, there was, like, the joke couldn't be made about 47.
They could have made it. They didn't. They're not trying hard enough.
But I think because, like, the players didn't see those episodes, like, they don't get it. And so it's like they couldn't make it a thing.
Well, they did. They started filming in April.
It was like they probably saw.
They definitely saw the first episode.
Yeah, I don't know.
But at least on the podcast, they could make the jokes more.
Oh, yeah. I think they already did once. Yeah. I think a first boot season could be cool. Yeah. Even if they're not all first boots, you know?
Just like first 3 or something. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, do like half first boots, half new players or something.
I think new players versus first boots versus runners up could be.
See, I'm like, I fear that would be so far, like, skewed. Like, runners up would dominate.
Well, then maybe they're mixed amongst each other. It's not versus. It's just like there's some people runner up, some people are first boots, some people are new.
Yeah. Okay, Jeff Probst, hit us up for...
Yeah, hit us up. We have lots of ideas.
For 49.
Lots of ideas.
And 51, since you've already got 50 planned.
Or do you? Okay, next on the reality TV show docket and last is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It needed to be talked about. It's all over the internet. It really is. I wrote down some quick thoughts because again, it's all over the internet. If you haven't seen it, it's basically Mom Talk, which is this group of moms that live in Utah that started making TikToks. It kind of started with Taylor Frankie Paul and these two other girls. I think their names were Michaela and Camille or something like that. Not the Michaela that's on the show, but a different one. And then it came out that Taylor Frankie, she admitted that she and her husband and a couple other people were swingers, not really on purpose, but that just kind of started happening. Again, her story is everywhere and also on this show. So yeah, this show is kind of following around these moms that all of the girls in the show except for Taylor claim not to be swingers. Mm-hmm. That's for you to decide at home if you believe them. But yeah, so that's the premise of the show. Okay, they're all moms. They all make TikToks. They got a lot of drama. They're also all Mormon or at one point were Mormon.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mormon people, the Church of the Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ,
Mm-hmm.
have pretty specific wording on like if you're active in the church or not, which I think is interesting just because like Christianity like doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to be, like people would call themselves a Christian even if they don't actively go to church, and that's like not how it is. What I'm gathering if you're a Mormon. So whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They just use that terminology a lot about whether they're active in the church or not.
Yeah.
Here's some of my like thoughts. Watching this whole thing, it feels like Taylor's the least dramatic out of any of them. I don't know if she was so exhausted from the way her life had been for the past couple months with like stuff coming out about her being a swinger, with her divorce, with her, she got arrested at one point, and then she like started seeing this other guy named Dakota, and then she got pregnant. I don't know if she's just like so exhausted, but she seems like the most chill. Like that's how the show paints her, at least.
Yeah.
Post arrest.
Right. I think she seems like there's like the drama is like her life. It's not like she's stirring up drama with all the other moms, which is how the rest of them seem.
Yes, it's like things that happen in her life are dramatic, but she's not necessarily being like, yeah, and then she said that. Like she's just like, my life is enough for me. I don't need to like pick a fight with you people. My next note is Whitney, ... Bro. First off, again, I want to say this is all in context of what I'm seeing on my TV screen. Like, if what I'm seeing on my TV is real life and if it's the truth, these are my thoughts. Obviously, I totally recognize that this could not be true and this could be edited in a way, whatever. But first off, she just seems kind of mean. Like, let's take out anything that she's done. The things that she's saying just seem kind of mean. And I can't believe that she exposed the fruity cereal story when Jessie told her not to. Like, it just seems like I'm not really going to explicitly talk about the fruity cereal story. If you want to know about it, you can watch the show or you can Google it or go on TikTok. But essentially, Jessie told her friends something in private off camera. Whitney then brought it up on camera multiple times and then gave Jessie a present that reminded her of it. Like, I just think that that's not okay. Like, if I tell Madison something in private, she doesn't need to say it on this podcast without a warning from me. And this podcast is nowhere near as popular as this Hulu show. Like, that is not an okay thing to do. And if I was Jessie, I would have dropped her after that. I probably would have never spoken to somebody again if they did that. Second, all the stuff with Taylor. She's so defensive and she refuses to confront Taylor based off of not real and not like valid excuses. And then when directly asked about it, she basically changes the subject. Again, a lot of these things could be edited with like her changing the subject, but it feels like anytime somebody's like, you just need to confront her on it, she's like, yeah, but, and blah, 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 stuff. And I'm like, just because she did all that doesn't mean that you get to just not confront her, just ignore her for the rest of your life. Or you can if you want, but you have to know that, like, that's not socially how things go. And it just feels like she makes a lot of excuses, and it's just such a juxtaposition because most of the other girls, I thought that this was very interesting that, like, most of them are, like, totally okay with confrontation. Like, they're like, yeah, she did that and it hurt my feelings, or it's not okay, so I'm just gonna do it. Like, the thing where Jen uninvited Jessie and Demi and Taylor and Layla to the baby blessing, Jessie and Demi literally like, well, we're just gonna call her and ask. Like, I don't know that I would have done that. Like, it's just like stuff like that where I'm like, most of them are confrontational, so then the juxtaposition of Whitney is so interesting. My last note is, why can't they have coffee or tea, but they can have soda? I don't understand it.
I don't know.
There is caffeine in Coke. Mm-hmm. Also, why can they not have coffee, but one time 2 of the girls did ketamine therapy? That I don't understand. Like, I'm just like, I don't understand what that is. Mm-hmm. So, that's all my thoughts. Anything to add?
Yeah, I don't really understand the, like, coffee, tea, whatever, like, I mean, it's just another one of their, like, rules.
But, like, what's the point? I need to know what the basis of the rule is. If they can have soda, because I thought the basis was caffeine.
I don't know.
But there's caffeine in Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm like...
I don't know.
Also, a lot of it is, like, where the lines are of, like, those who are Mormon versus, like, who aren't active and, like...
But they all were drinking soda.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I wonder where that, like, plays into it, of, like, why there's these, like, soda shops are so big in Utah versus, like, other places. I don't know.
There's one in Charlotte. Maybe we should go one day.
I mean, we have Sonic.
Not really that close.
Closer than Charlotte. Yeah, I don't really get that either. I think the, like, biggest takeaway is, like, Taylor really wasn't that, like, catty drama.
Yeah, she's not very catty.
And...
so it seems.
Yeah, but she was still interesting to, like, have the show focused on because, like, her life is crazy, which, like, I also feel bad because a lot of it, like, wasn't necessarily her fault or, like, it was taken differently than, like, she intended it to be. And so, like, yeah, I think she was an interesting person to, like, have the show kind of round.
Yeah.
And then, like, Whitney and Jessie and, like, all the other moms, like, there were so many times that I was literally just like, are you serious? But then it's like they all have, like, 4 or 5 kids, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, they should be so much wiser and, like, have it together. And I'm like, oh right, she's 22 with 4 kids.
Literally,
like, that makes so much more sense. Like,
and a lot of them I feel like have gone through traumatic things. Like,
yeah,
most of them were teen moms.
Yeah.
That's traumatic for anyone to go through. Macy literally got pregnant, and then her and her boyfriend broke up, and then he died in a pretty traumatic car crash. Like, there's just, like, so many things that I'm like, dude, you guys are living traumatic lives.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I was entertained, if there was a second season, I would watch.
Yeah, I think they did get a second season.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think they're filming it right now.
Oh, wow.
I think I've seen, like, teasers of them.
Another thing is, as of, like, 2 days ago, a lot of people think that Dakota and Taylor broke up because she posted an Instagram story that basically said, like, this next chapter is going to be really challenging, but, like, it'll be worth it. And it was, like, a picture of her and Ever. Ever is her and Dakota's son, like, snuggling. And then she posted a TikTok that was, like, slowly morphing into my 2022 self. And Macy commented on it and was like, we're here for you in this chapter. Like, lean on us. And Michaela commented on it, too. And then this girl posted this recap. Or this girl posted, like, this, like, video saying, like, they broke up. This is, like, the videos that I posted. And, like, I know from a source that they broke up. Like, whatever. And the girl was like, who knows if they're going to get back together. But, like, as of right now, I know that they're broken up. And Dakota literally commented on it and said, stay tuned, ... So, I'm not really sure, like, there's no confirmation that they broke up, but those things are all, like, pretty telling.
Yeah, they're not shutting down the rumors.
Yeah, they're not shutting it down. Borderline, they're feeding into them. So... yeah,
it kind of gives me... I already know you don't know who this is. But, Aspen Ovard.
I know who she is. Oh. Now, I didn't know who she was before she posted that video about how she was divorced.
Right. Aspen Ovard is this YouTuber that has been doing YouTube for at least 10 years. And I've followed her. I used to follow her. There was a gap. Whatever. I followed her when I was probably in high school. Ish, maybe college. And, like, loved her. She got married to her, like, high school sweetheart when they were, like, 19 and 20. Mm-hmm. She has 3 little girls, a dog. They're from Utah. But not Mormon. And now she's, like, she was posting some, like, cryptic stuff. Parker, her husband, wasn't in any of her TikToks for, like, months on end. People were like, that's kind of weird. Like, they did this together a lot. Like, whatever. And then she started posting more, like, cryptic stuff of, like, she's getting ready to move to LA. Like, that was pretty weird because she wouldn't post about, like, Parker, and then she would just say, like, I'm moving instead of, like, we're moving. And, like, all these different things. So it's, like, people were speculating, and then she finally, like, posted some random thing and was just like, yeah, I think I'm getting a divorce.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? Like, okay.
But now aren't they making videos together again?
They made, like, one video together. I think
they could still be amicable. I don't know why they're getting a divorce.
Because I'm like,
because she's not going to talk about it.
Yeah, she's not talking about it. Like,
she just said, I'm getting a divorce, but she's not saying why.
Yeah, she's not explicitly saying any, like, reasoning, which is confusing because then, whatever, everyone's different. But, like, it doesn't make sense to me that she's, like, posting about it in this way, but then, like, don't ask any questions.
Yeah, it's a little, like, the original video, I could understand just leaving it at that.
Yeah.
But now it's like, now you're almost clickbaiting us with, like, this video with Parker and, like, these videos with, like, minimal details, but we're not allowed to even comment and ask why.
Yeah, for sure. So, I don't really know why I started talking about that.
But, I mean, I get it. Like, it's kind of how Dakota and Taylor are.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they ever comment anything.
Yeah.
In cryptic. But that's all for reality TV. Okay. Quick recap of the Emmys and the VMAs because they were a little bit ago, but they still happened, so we wanted to touch on them. We can go in chronological order. The VMAs happened first. They happened last Wednesday. I really liked watching the looks for the VMAs. Or like seeing all of them. There wasn't really good like red carpet coverage, but I did like seeing all of the looks. The actual VMAs itself, I could have not watched and been fine. Or just watched the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes. Because they announced maybe 4 awards during the whole thing. The first one was like Best Collaboration, and Post Malone and Taylor Swift won that, which I was really excited about. And then the last one was, what was it? Artist or song? I think it was Video of the Year. Video of the Year. And Taylor Swift and Post Malone won that. And in that speech, she like talked about Travis, which was really sweet and cute for everyone to see. I think that a lot of people probably thought that she was going to announce something at the end of the night, but she did not. So maybe even the VMAs thought that. I don't know. But there were a million performances. Eminem, Chappell Roan, Lenny Kravitz, Megan Thee Stallion, Sabrina Carpenter, Shawn Mendes, Camila Cabello, random people who I would have never know their name. And it was interesting. Katy Perry won the Video Vanguard, and she performed, and that was something. A lot of people were not vibing with Taylor Swift's look. Mm-hmm. I didn't hate it. I wouldn't wear it, but like...
I think it looks like, Wolverine.
Yes.
Like, it just looks like the outfit that Gigi Hadid wore to the premiere
of
Wolverine and whatever.
I thought Sabrina Carpenter looked amazing. She's giving Marilyn Monroe, Madonna. Chappell Roan was carrying a sword.
I feel like there was
which
a
was
lot
something.
of, like... Oh my gosh, I didn't see that girl at the show. Tattered.
Yes.
Clothing.
Costumey, almost. Which checks out for the VMAs.
Yeah.
Benson Boone performed. I actually low-key liked what Addison Rae was wearing. She's wearing some bra and underwear combo with a tutu, and it almost looked like there were clouds on her bra.
Yeah, it was like an ode to Madonna. But, yeah.
Interesting that the VMAs chose first Sabrina Carpenter, Shawn Mendes, and Camila Cabello to perform, but now, knowing that they asked 30 people to perform, it's not really that weird.
Yeah.
But that was the VMAs. They were watched. The Emmys... Any other thoughts on the VMAs? Okay. That's what I thought. The Emmys really crept up on me. I did not know that they were happening. Madison texted me the Sunday before and was like, oh, The Bear won these Emmys. And I said, the Emmys are on? And she said, yeah. And then she was like, wait, I think these are pre-Emmys. And I was like, okay. So then they were on the next week. And I actually did really like watching the red carpet for that because it was actually good red carpet coverage.
Yeah.
One of my favorite looks was Jonathan Bailey. I just love him. And he was in this, little silky gold shirt with what looks like a cumber. I don't even know what those things are called.
I loved Io.
Yes, yes.
Like her hair, makeup.
I love her so much. I always want to wear what she's wearing.
So good.
I also really liked. I don't know their names, so the hosts. They were funny. I really liked them. Yeah.
Dan Levy and Eugene Levy.
Yes. I loved them. I liked what Selena Gomez was wearing. A lot of people thought was plain, but I liked it.
I feel like I would wear all of these dresses if given the opportunity.
And Lisa from The Bear, she looked so pretty in her sparkly green dress. Yeah, it was. I mean, they had good looks. It was like tame but not tame. Oh, I love Juno Temple's dress, her orange dress. That's really fun. I would love to wear that to like a wedding. And they did a lot of fun things at the Emmys. The Emmys was very well put on. Like they had a segment for like TV villains, and like Kathy Bates was on there, and they had a segment for like TV moms, and the mom from Friday Night Lights and Beth from This Is Us was on there. Like I really liked that. As far as awards. Oh, and the host, the Levies, they made a joke about The Bear being a comedy, which was hilarious. The Bear won 11 trophies, which was great for them as a comedy, which is crazy. But yeah, a couple notable winners are Best Drama Series was Shogun. I did not watch that, but everyone said it was like amazing. Best Comedy Series was Hacks. And honestly, I'm glad they didn't give it to The Bear because The Bear's not a comedy, and I am sick of it being classified as that. But it's only a comedy because the people say, like the producers say it can be a comedy, and then that's the end of it, and that annoys me. Limited or anthology series Baby Reindeer, which was like huge, so that makes sense. Yeah. Lead actor in a comedy series Jeremy Allen White, The Bear. Lead actor in a drama series was, I really don't want to try and pronounce this because I'm going to mess it up, but Hiroyuki Sanada, actually wasn't that bad, from Shogun. Richard Gadd from Baby Reindeer won, which is crazy. And he kind of said this in his speech, to go from he literally lived this horrific story to then he was acting in it, and he won an Emmy in it, which is really cool for him. No, I'm scared to. Did you watch it? Mm-hmm. I want to.
I saw a clip of it on TikTok.
I want to look up what happens in it and then decide if I want to watch it, which seems counterintuitive, but I think if I start watching it, it's going to freak me out. I think I need to know up front. Lead actress in a comedy series was Jean Smart from Hacks. Let's see. Oh, supporting actor in a comedy series was, is it Eban or Eben? Eben Moss.
Eben.
From The Bear. I love him. I think he's very deserving of that. Supporting actor in a drama series was Billy Crudup from The Morning Show. I want to watch The Morning Show now after watching the Emmys. I never watched it. And then supporting actress in a comedy series was Lisa Collins-Zayas from The Bear, which I love her too. And supporting actress in a drama series was Elizabeth Debicki from The Crown. She played Princess Diana, she was really good in that. So yeah, that's all like the notable stuff. It was good, but I just feel like because the Emmys happened not that long ago, from 2023, because of the writers' strike, it was a little, I think people didn't really care about it as much, which sucks.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts on our lovely award shows?
I think Selena and Steve Martin and Martin Short did a really great job. They presented one of the awards, and like their whole like press run every time.
They're awesome.
So
they
cute.
should host the Emmys next year.
Yeah.
Or like whenever like Only Murders is done.
Yeah. That would be a really great gig for them.
Yeah.
They're so funny.
They're so funny together.
They
have
all
such good
love
chemistry.
each other so much, and it's so sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Levies did a really great job hosting.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've really watched the Emmys before, but I did watch most of it, and then I think I went to bed. But yeah, I think most of it I was like giggling at, or like I think maybe it would have been better if I was an older demographic of like for like the throwback people coming back, like seeing the mom from Friday Night Lights and some of the like other different like callback category presenters, like that was pretty cool. But I didn't know very many of them. So
I think that I felt like I knew a lot of the references they were making, and I feel like I knew a lot of what was going on because, and what I've known this about myself, but it was interesting to see it translate into me watching this. I'm such a TV show person. I like movies, but I love TV shows. I have a short attention span, so that's got to be it. But like, I love TV shows. I have watched a ton of TV shows in my life. I will continue watching them. I knew and had seen so many more of the TV shows that were nominated, or at least like knew what they were about, rather than any time I've watched the Oscars, literally ever. Every time I've watched the Oscars, I'm like, I haven't seen that and I'm not going to watch it. Like, it's just like these like lofty, artsy movies that I'm just not into. And so it's like the Oscars I'm more watching for the celebrities that were in it because I know who they are because of other things they've done, or just because they're in the news, rather than like, oh, I watched that and I really liked it. So that's how I feel. I really liked the Emmys. That's all I gotta say. I would really like for Only Murders to win something next year, but we'll see what happens.
yeah,
But
that would be fun.
yeah, but a good little award season pop up. Yeah,
It's fun.
but that's about all we have. So we'll see you next Monday. Maybe.
Gorgeous.